Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn how to graph linear equation using intercepts, and we are also going to talk about slope and linear equations. Slope, intercept form and other forms. So let's see with the help of an example. So we have this linear equation in two variables. So the x-intercept for this, uh, to graph it, we need to find x and y-intercept, right? So x-intercept means when y is 0, and y-intercept means when x value is 0, x coordinate is 0. So for x, to find x-intercept, I need to plug y is equals to 0 in my given equation. So this is my y. When I plug it 0, this term becomes 0 and my x is equals to 4. So basically my x-intercept is 4 comma 0. To find y-intercept, I need to plug x is equals to 0 in the given equation. So this becomes 0, and I have negative 2y is equals to 4. I divide both sides with negative 2, and this 2, negative 2 cancel out. I got y is equals to negative 2. So the coordinates for y-intercept is 0 comma negative 2, right? Now I can just plot it because my x-intercept is 4 comma 0. So this is 4 comma 0, right? And y-intercept is 0 and negative 2. So on y-axis this is 0 comma negative 2. Now if I join these 2 points, this is the graph for this given equation, right? That's how we use intercept to graph linear equation. Let's see few more examples. So this is my next equation. First I find x-intercept. To find x-intercept, we plug y is equals to 0, because x-intercept is, um, like if I have this graph, this is my x-intercept, the point, um, or when the graph is crossing x-axis, and y-intercept is this when the graph is crossing y-axis. So for x-intercept, I plug y is equals to 0. I got 5x is equals to 15. I divide both sides with 5. This 5 cancel out. I get x is equals to 3. So my x-intercept is 3 comma 0. These are the coordinates for x-intercept. To find y-intercept, I plug x is equals to 0. So this term becomes 0, and I got 3y is equals to 15. I divide both sides with 3, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So my y-intercept is 0 comma 5. Now I plot it on graph. This is my x-intercept, 3 comma 0. Y-intercept is 0 comma 5. I join these 2 points, and this is the graph for this equation. That's how we can do. And this is slope intercept form. So in last video we have already talked about how to plot it. We can do it using x intercept and y intercept, by finding x and y intercept also, but there is one more way, right? By Because this is my y intercept, so I just plot it, then I use rise over run to do it, right? So basically, my next step is to, next question is y is equals to negative 4x. Again I find x intercept, so at place of x I plug 0. To find x intercept, at place of y I plug 0. When y is 0, x also becomes 0. So x 0 and y 0. To find y intercept, again if I plug x 0, y becomes 0. So basically 0 0 means my graph is passing through origin, right? And in both case I'm getting that same values. So I need to plug some other values, right, to get the graph. Let's say I plug x is equals to 1. So when I plug x is equals to 1, my y would be negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. So I got one more coordinate, which is 1 comma negative 4, right? uh, so basically when I plot x intercept for and y intercept, it is passing through this 0 0, then 1 and negative 4. When x is 1, y is negative 4. So this is my second point. I joined them and I got the graph for this equation. Now let's talk about slope. What is slope? This is the formula to find slope, rise over run, right? um, So basically, how do we find slope? Let's see, if we have given a graph, how do we find slope? This is the formula, rise over run. If we have given these 2 points, just take this point and any 2 point, and rise from this point is 1 2 3. So 3, and run is 1 2 3 4. 3 over 4, this is my slope. Okay, now if you check this graph, these are my 2 points. So you start with this point. If you can see, the graph is going downward, right? It's not increasing like this. So you go, the formula is rise over run, right? So rise is going downward, one step downward. So you will write -1, and then you are going towards right 2 steps. So your slope is -1/2, right? That's how we find slope through graph. If you check this one, you can take any 2 points. So for when the graph is going upward, we put positive. When we are going downward, we put a negative sign. So in this one, you can see, if you are considering these 2 points, you are going downward by 1. So that's why we put a negative sign, right? For this graph, if you take these 2 points where we are having values, so basically you are going upward direction 2, so 2 positive, right side 2 steps, this is also positive because you are going right side. So rise is 2, run is 2, so if you divide them you get 1, so your slope is +1, right? For this graph, if you see, the value of y is not changing, right? Y is 3 for each value of x. So your rise is 0, right? And run is 3. If you take these 2 points, 1 2 3, so 0 divided by 3 is 0. So your slope is 0. That means there is no change, right? So slope of any horizontal line is 0. Now you have a vertical line. Here you can see y values are changing, but for each y value, x is -2. So rise is changing. If you take consider these 2 points, there are 5 steps between them. So rise is 5, but run is 0. There is no change horizontally. So the slope is undefined for this. When we divide any number with 0, we get undefined value. So the slope of any vertical line is undefined. We can't define it, right? So there are these 4 types of slope that we have seen. When the graph is going like this, the slope is positive because slope tell us about the steepness of a graph. When we have a horizontal line, the slope is 0. When the graph is going downward, slope is negative. When we have a vertical line graph, slope is undefined, right? So if we have given 2 points or two coordinates, we can find the slope. There is a formula for that. Slope is y2 minus y, that means change in y over change in x. So if let's say there are 2 points, so coordinates of one point is x1 y1, coordinates of this point is x2 y2. So if we subtract y2 and y1 and x2 and x1, we get the slope after dividing them. Let's see with the help of an example. So these are the coordinates given. This is x1, this is y1, or this is x2, y2. Anyways, you can consider, either you can consider x2, y2, this one, or this one. So we divide y2 with y1. So let's say this is my y2 and this is my y1. First we subtract, then we divide. 5 minus 3 is 2. Then x2 divided x2 sub and we subtract x1. So 7 minus 2 is 5. So 2 divided by 5. 2 over 5. This is my slope. Okay. Now we have this. Again same thing, x1, y1, x2, y2. So y the formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? Y2 is -1, y1 is 9. So this is the negative sign for formula, but my number is also negative, so I will put -9. x2 is 0 minus x1 is 6. So negative 1 plus 9 over negative 6, right? So this will become 8 over negative 6. So basically, if we divide it with, if we simplify this fraction, we get negative 4 third, right? My slope is negative, so graph is going to be downward, right? We have seen the graph of negative slope looks like this, right? Um, the same way we can solve this. If we do y2 minus y1, use this formula. So um, these are the similar question. You can pause the video and you can practice these questions and check your answer. So now we can graph if we have given 1 point and slope. How do we graph them? Because if you see this 1 and negative 2, so 1 and negative 2 is this point, right? So first the given point we plot it, we graph it. 1 and negative 2 is this point, right? Then slope is 4 over 5. That means 4 is my rise and 5 is run. Because they both are positive, so I'm going to go upward and right. So from this point I go 4 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4 upward. Then 5 right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my another point. If I join them, this is my graph, right? Similarly, this one 0 comma 5, this is y-intercept, right? Because x is 0. So this is 0 and 5 because this is rise over run. So rise is negative 3. So I need to go downward 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Then right side 2 because run is positive 2. So 1, 2. This is my other point. We join them and we get the graph. So that's how we can plot if we have given a point and slope. You can try this question and here is the answer. So these are the questions where we have to find slope and y-intercept of each line, because this is in slope intercept form. Y is equals to mx plus b. So if you compare it with slope intercept form, slope is 6, y-intercept is 1, right? Y-intercept is 0 comma b because it's y-intercept, so value of x coordinate is 0. So 1, this can be written as 0 comma 1, right? This is again in y-intercept form. Here y-intercept is 0 comma negative 2 and slope is 1. Slope is the coefficient of x, but the equation should be written like this. There should not be anything with y. Y should be isolated, right? So if we have to plot y is equals to 2, then y is equals to 2 means at 2 we just plot a horizontal line, and we know the slope of any horizontal line is 0, right? And this is y-intercept, which is 0 comma 2, right? Okay, thank you for watching.